Hey everybody, welcome to my figure drawing 4.1 reflection video, where I am going to be getting into some stuff that I've learned this month and talk about a few little things here and there. So let's jump into it. Alright, so our first task was to come up with a skeletal structure, an understanding of the human anatomy and how it works and the right proportions. And so I added some guidelines. My head proportion, which is eight heads tall, and 2.5 heads wide, and it basically, the front view, the side view, how the neck and the spinal cord would go through, the back with the shoulder blades. And here's a little reference we went off of to make all this fun stuff. And we're also within the same week, which is week 1, we were tasked on doing the proportions of it, our primary forms over our structural, over this. And this is the result of that. Don't mind the squiggly lines because I was getting into it. And we have the upper body, which is the rib cage area, the shoulders, the arms, the elbows, basically the whole anatomy of our body. And so with doing all this, coming into week 2, as you can see here, we had to do 2 sessions of 30 minutes figure drawing, and this is how it broke it down. The 30 seconds was a 10 pose, 30-second drawing. Then you had your 5 1-minute drawings, your 2 5-minute drawing, and your 10-minute. And by far, this is my very first time doing a figure drawing session. And from all the feedback I've had, I've pretty much nailed it and got Mr. Paul thinking that I've done this in the past. So this is my first session and my second time doing this. As you can see, my 30 seconds, 1 minute, 5 minute, and 10 minute, getting better. So within the same week, after we had to do this, we did the upper body. We had to do the pectorals and the rib cage and the stomach, the love handles, the groin. Well, more like the abs. Excuse me. You probably kill me for that. And the key factor of doing all this is to make sure you're always organized. So if I had to go back in and fix something, I know exactly where to go and I can fix it. So we had to do the front, the side, and the back view. And of course, gave us a reference, and we had to go off of the reference. And this is basically giving us the techniques and everything we need to do to learn the proper proportions and how to do and everything looks like. So coming into week 3, again, we had to do a figure drawing session, but this time it was an hour long. So we still had our 10 30-second, our 5 1 minute, the 2 and 2 5 minute, the 1 10, and then the 25. Now I don't know if you can tell from my first session, my growth. I could actually tell. Here's the first 10 minute. Here's my second 10 minute, and now we're going back to week 3. Here, to me, I can already see the difference. So with this being said, after we did the session, we were tasked within the same week of week 3, which was last week, of doing the lower body, musculars, the leg, the thighs, all the stuff to make up your lower body. And to top it off, this is what it looks like top and bottom that I actually put together. I am very grateful for it because I've learned a lot of about anatomy that I didn't know of. I know some things because school-wise and high school, but this actually got an in-depth of it. And then being want to be a character animator, sculptor, and all that, you need to learn it because the key detail, one little slip up, it can throw your whole project off. And that brings me into week 4. Again, another 1 hour figure drawing session. And this would be my 4th one. And as you can tell, again, growth. And I'm going to speed by it one more time before I conclude. Here is my first 2. Clear out of there. Again, the growth. Turn that off. Go into the second week. Here's my hour. And then coming into this one, I mean, overall, I've learned so much and grown that not just as an artist, but in the field that I'm going into, where I'm confident that I know once I get tasked and hired to do a rigging job, I could do it, no, hands down. And so that's it for my week, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And see you again.